Good. One today is Monday, February 3rd, 2025. Update for Tuesday the 4th. All right, let's go. Well, no setups again tonight. I think now's the time to be out of the market. It's a little skittish, a little sideways, kind of all over the place. We'll get to all that in just one second. A little bit of a pop in KGS, thank goodness, in spite of the overall market. In fact, we'll take a look at that real quick. And I will show you a couple of ideas if you're looking for something. So a little bit of an opening gap reversal there, but a nice little close by the end of the day. Good to see it snap back in spite of the overall action today. There's quite a few shorts in here setting up. Let's sit tight for a little while. Let things shake out. This one did catch my eye. Super, super, super volatile. Also a penny stock. So consider yourself warned on that. I think the best action for now is probably no action. So let's get into that. First of all, S&P 500, and as I say ad nauseum, when you're just around the all-time highs, a big up day looks really good, and a big down day looks a little scary. It looks like a possible double top or hitting resistance at all-time highs. So today we did have the gap lower, and we did have a little follow through the downside. Let's take a look at the spiders real quick. Get a little bit clearer open on that. You can see spiders. Gap down, did sell off a little bit, but did recover to close well off their worst levels on the day and only down a little bit more than 0.5%. So that's somewhat encouraging that we snapped back. We did get back above that 50 simple after a dip, obviously, below it. Now, I wouldn't make any predictions just yet. Let's just see what happens. And the main thing to pay attention to is something I've been looking at a lot in various markets today is the sideways action. So you can see we hadn't made much sideways progress in quite some time, going all the way back to early November. So that's obviously for a trend trader of some concern. But the good news is patience is on our side, or time is on our side. We just wait it out and let everybody else fight it out in the meantime. NASDAQ composite well below the 50 simple moving average. Again, like I just said about the P's, one big up day or down day can make all the difference in the world. But sideways at best for quite some time. So connect today's close, going back in time to the trading. You can see right around middle of November, early November, mid-November too. So that's a bit problematic also. Let's take a look at the Rusty. Rusty down over 1%, so it was hit the hardest. Off its worst levels, still whack nonetheless, and well below its 50 simple moving average, and also below the bow tie moving averages too. Correction, NASDAQ was actually hit slightly harder than the Rusty. The Rusty just looks a little uglier than the rest of them. Bitcoin was hit fairly hard, but did come back quite a bit by the end of the day. Let's take a look at some areas in here. Broker-dealer opening gap reversal. So far that still looks okay. Gold, the commodity, closed at brand new highs. Gold stock, so not really following suit just yet. I mean, today was a decent day. Maybe we'll see some setups here fairly soon. Let's take a look at broker-dealer. We just did that. Biotechnology got hit fairly hard, but it ended off its worst levels. Looks like it's trying to bottom out. I wouldn't get too excited just yet there. Major drugs has been kind of bottoming out in here too. Again, nothing to get excited there, but it's good to see some of these areas that were performing poorly for quite some time beginning to come back a little bit. Let's take a look at some other areas. Robotics, which had been doing fairly well just a week or so ago, has now come all the way back down to the 50. So this is becoming kind of wide and loose and all over the place. Semiconductors, a bit of a bummer there. You can see gap lower today. Did recover to close off its worst levels, but still down about 2% nonetheless. And as I've been saying ad nauseum, the longer we stay below all this overhead supply, the more important it becomes. Take a look at the home builders. You can see getting whacked in here especially hard. So top obviously remains in place there. Real estate in general, not doing so hot as of late. So the point I'm making here is, once again, it's still really mixed out there. And now's the time to just let things continue to shake out. I know I say that a lot, but this time I really mean it. Given the nature of the market, we're kind of all over the place in here. But again, one or two big up days would make all the difference in the world. Then we can go back to getting long. And here's the other thing too, as I often preach, we are setup driven. So ideally we want the market to be headed up and the sector to be headed up. And then, of course, obviously the setup to also be set up on the upside. But if we find a setup that we like, in spite of those other two not being quite there, we'll take it. So we're just going to be very selective on those setups. It's really going to have to knock our socks off, so to speak. Anyway, I think that's pretty much it for tonight. If you have any questions, let me know. Everybody have a fantastic night. We'll talk to you tomorrow. Thank you so much.